Hi everyone, welcome to 30 Days of Gratitude with me, Susie. So today we're on day 16, which is magically heal your relationships. So this is a really interesting one. I hope you enjoyed yesterday's morning practice that I posted the day before. And I particularly really enjoyed this and want to carry this one on. I love being grateful for things before they happen throughout the day. Really does set up a nice expectation for things to go well. So I really hope you carry that on or find time to do that every now and then. So today's practice is all about relationships and healing relationships that are broken. So we all have these, whether it just be slight tiffs or things kind of grating up against each other. It might be something more serious. It might be someone that used to be in your life and it isn't anymore, and you might be brokenhearted. So all these things really cast a darkness over our lives. And by holding anger or heartbreak or resentment or upset, we ourselves change our life and damage our life. So particularly if it's anger at somebody else, by holding that anger, that resentment, we end up damaging ourselves, and often the other person doesn't even know that that's there. So this practice isn't about letting things go. It's not about letting people do things to us that we don't want them to do or letting people off the hook. It's nothing like that. It's about trying to find gratitude for our relationships so that we can heal our relationships and heal ourselves of the damage that they've done. So this isn't an easy practice necessarily, especially if you're going through something right now and it's not something past or very past. Things can feel quite raw. So do take your time when you're doing this. But I want you to think of somebody that you have a certain situation with at the moment. It could be an ex-partner that you don't speak to anymore. It could be an ex-partner that you share custody of your children with. It could be someone in your life every day that you're having difficulty with. It could be a parent, a child, a brother or sister. It could be aunties, uncles, friends, colleagues. It can be anything. Just try to think of somebody that you may be feeling a little bit resentment towards, upset, hurt, anger, anything that's a negative emotion, or we class as a negative emotion. So one that doesn't feel good in your body and that you're holding. And we're going to write a list of 10 things that we're grateful for that person. So this can seem a little crazy if we're mad at somebody to start trying to be grateful for them. But the idea is that there is always things to be grateful for in people. Even if someone completely rubs you up the wrong way and that they're in your life and you can't change that, or they used to be in your life and you've kind of closed the door, if it's still bothering you, then it's good to do this. And there will always be things that you are grateful for. So even if the relationship has always been negative, there are things about them that you could try and be grateful for. So their personality, maybe not the way that they treat you or the way they are with you or things in your relationship, but there will be things to be grateful for. And if you can think of things in your relationship when it was good, so if your relationship was once good with this person or is some of the time, then think to those things. And we're going to write them down, stating that person's name at the beginning. So for example, if the person is called Paul, we're saying Paul, and then writing what you're grateful for and why. So we're writing 10 things like that. Maybe it's the way they laugh, how funny they are, how thoughtful they are. If you're sharing children with someone, the fact that you have your children and can be grateful every day for that. If you've had amazing adventures with somebody, it could be that. It could be just the way that they've made you feel in the past or a time that they particularly supported you. So there's lots of things that you can find to be grateful for, even in broken relationships. So writing these down, and they're just for you. You don't need to be telling them to anyone else. And the idea, again, isn't to rekindle a relationship that you closed the door on, or even making you act in a way towards that person to heal things. It's not encouraging you to do any of those things. Obviously, I don't know any of the details of any of these situations. It's just being grateful. And you can do this as many times as you want for the same person or with different people. But just notice how you feel at the end of it. This really does work magic. And actually, even if it means that you just release whatever you're holding from that past relationship and you can feel a bit more peace around that situation, perfect. If you have to deal with the person, it could really change things, because only one person has to change things for the whole thing to change. So have you ever been more mindful about your interaction with someone because you know that you both rub each other up the wrong way, and you all of a sudden notice that they're almost seemingly doing the same thing, but it's because of you starting to do that, it has an effect on them and their reaction back to you. So we all affect each other, we're all connected. So let's make gratitude and joy be the energy that we bask in and send out to other people. So I hope you enjoy this. If anybody wants to chat about anything or has any questions on this topic, then do message me. I would love to hear from you and love to hear how you're getting on. As usual, if you're watching this video for the first time today, or this is the first gratitude video you're watching, do go back to day 1. I'll post the link to day 1 on my YouTube channel in a link at the end of this video. Otherwise, if you're watching on Instagram, Blonde Susie or ahimsa_wellbeing, or my Facebook page, Ahimsa Yoga and Wellbeing, then just scroll down and you'll find day 1 and then follow on sequentially. And again, do message me with any questions. I really hope you're enjoying this. Thank you very much for joining me. Have a great evening. Namaste.